Hello and welcome to the tutorial for the Schedule of Values and Invoice Calculator. What we're looking at here is the free version of this calculator, and there is an upgraded version for a small monthly fee, which basically allows you to save your work and automatically print to an Excel format. So if you have the password, you would just enter it at the top there, and the only thing that changes is the save and the print buttons. Other than that, the functionality is exactly the same. So let's quickly walk through and see what we have here. Up top is our product and services partners bar that allows you to review these services that'll help you become a better subcontractor. Beneath that are our buttons for different tools. If we look at the change orders, if we have any change orders, you just click on the open change orders and the window pops up where you can enter that information, and we'll do that here shortly. The job information, this is actually the pain, which is the most pain that you'll feel using this tool, having to fill out this information that will automatically be populated to your invoice and schedule of values. Filling this out is the longest time you'll spend putting an invoice together. And that's why I've pre-filled it out here for the project, which is Washington High School. We're in the tile business. The address, the company name. We're looking at Joe Blow Tile today, so I'll be Joe Blow, I guess, since doing this invoice. And then the GC or the owner, we be GC Contractors, and that's who we're sending our bill to. So if you just go ahead and click Close Job, that'll close out that window. The calculator tutorial button, you've clicked on it to listen to this tutorial, so pretty sure you know what that is. Save. Now this is something that you're going to want to do often. This tool is a web browser based tool, so it's not, if you close out the window, if you close out the browser, it's not going to ask you, are you sure you want to close out? It'll close it out, and any information that you have not saved will be lost. So you click the save button, and again, this is just for the monthly pay version. The top save, then this little box opens up. If you click save again, it's going to ask you to save the scenario. We're going to call this Washington High, because that's the name of the project. Click save, and now whatever information we put in there is saved. If I go back up to save, next time I load this tool, I go to load instead. Here will be all the projects that you've saved. Washington High School being that one, I highlight it, make sure it's highlighted, click load, and it loads that immediately for me. And then we'll look at the print SOV and invoice here shortly. So in order to set the calculator, the only thing that you have to enter here is the amount of your original contract. Let's say that it's $100,000. Notice I'm not using commas, periods, or dollar signs because the system doesn't want to see that. For entering here, all I have to do is put in the raw numbers, hit enter on my keyboard, and a bunch of stuff starts to happen. What we have on the top window is our original contract, which lets us set up the original breakdown, labor and material bid breakdown. And notice that it's color-coded. Labor is the blue box, material is the slightly orange box, and coordinates here. These are figures that are pre-programmed into the system, setting up labor as 30% of your invoice, and labor being 35%, and the residual will be, in this case, the math works out 35%. If you want to change that to fit your bidding style or however you want to do it, you can do it, but just by clicking and holding on the little box and sliding back and forth. Notice over here as I do that, the numbers change automatically, and that there is no managerial button because it automatically subtracts from you, or for you, the labor and material from your original contract bid and determines what your managerial portion of your invoice is going to be. Very simple, very easy. So let's say that you want it 40 and 30, whatever. However you want to do it, it's up to you. Beneath that, we have the breakdown for labor, for material, and managerial. And it gives us, happily so, the original bid amount and portion for our labor, material, and managerial. Now, when I want to set up my invoice, all I have to do is click and hold, again color coordinated. Current invoice is green, previously invoiced is red. We don't see that because we haven't billed anything yet. So let's say for our first month, we're going to say that 35% of our labor expense has been consumed, and we're billing for that. So I set that at 35%. Material. When I was a subcontractor, I like to front-end load my project so I can bill and take advantage of any bulk discounts. So I'm going to set that at 75%. And my managerial, I like to set back a little bit in reserve. So I'm just going to go 25% on this particular billing. That's it. If we look over here at the invoice scoreboard, it has everything broken down for us. Original contract, we don't have any change orders. Total contract is $100,000. Completed to date is $44,000. It takes out a retention. We don't have any previously invoiced. Balance to finish is $56,000, and our current due on this project is $41,800. If we look down at the bottom, if you decide that you want to take advantage of the SubSurety Invoice Management Program, you can get up to $33,440 within 3 days. You could click here to get more information, or up top up here to figure out how that could work out for you. We won't go into that now. So anyway, we've calculated the invoice. Now we're ready to submit. If you are using the free version and you just want to use this like you would a hand calculator, it's quick, it's fast, it's easy, and that's going to be a great help. If you are a paying member, then you would be able to click Print SOV and Invoice, and we get to set up invoice number. This is invoice number 1. Work starting was 01-01-2015. Work ending is 01-31-2015, and it's invoice 1. So all we have to do now is click the first box. It doesn't look like it does anything, but it's loading all of that information into the clipboard, and then we click here to load SOV. Now, if you are a member of the invoice program and you want to send that to SubSurety, you could follow these steps below here to do that, but we're not going to go into that now. So let's click step 2 here, and depending on your operating system, it's loading this Excel spreadsheet from the internet. So however it pops up, you're going to want to open or save this program. The Excel spreadsheet should come out the same. This is what it looks like. Notice here it says SOV not loaded yet, but it's real simple to do. I just click in this little yellow box, and however you're used to pasting, if you're used to this little icon up here, or from the edit box down to paste, personally I like to right click and go down to paste, and it pastes a bunch of gobbledygook here. You're not meant to understand or know this, and you don't have to. But the system knows now that the SOV schedule values information is loaded. If I look at the tabs down below, I have an invoice, which now has been automatically generated with all of the information of my company, my phone number, the job site, the date, the invoice, work starting and ending, all of that information, my work description, original contract. It has everything broke down on the invoice, ready to submit. Even has a note section if I want to type in, have a great day. Give the general contractor some good vibes. Anyway, so the current due, everything is all there. I can submit that, and along with the schedule of values, same thing. Everything is automatically populated, ready to go. I don't have to do anything but print, fax or email, however you're used to doing it, it's all there. Now, one thing that I would suggest doing is saving each invoice as a separate file. So I would call this Washington High School Invoice 1 and save it in my Washington High School folder. Very simple. Okay, so let's go ahead and minimize that. So we finished our first month. I need to close out this window again. On my toolbar, I click here. This time though, during this following month, we've had some change orders. Let's say that slop sinks, which in commercial tile sometimes gets missed, and they want us to do that, and we're going to charge $2,500 to do that. I enter that information there, and let's say that I completely finished that project within this last month. So notice here, balance to finish. I haven't invoiced anything. This is my second invoice that I'm working on though. So I grab and pull that all the way to 100%. Tells me balance to finish, I'm completed. Completed to date is $2,500. I didn't previously invoice for it, so there's nothing there. And my current invoice is $2,500 for my change order. I can go ahead and close that out. Notice again on our scoreboard over here, it's added that, our adjusted contract amount, everything very simple, very easy. So let's say that we're finishing this project in 2 months. So the first thing that I need to do is make sure that I have my previously invoiced calculations done, and that's very easy. Again, if we look at our color coding, previously invoiced is the red box. So I click and hold, and I'm going to drag across. I always tell myself, I say it out loud so I don't forget, 35%, because I need to make sure my previously invoiced matches what I previously invoiced, which was 35% for my labor. So I click and hold and drag and say 35%. Now the reason I say that is because if I accidentally go a little bit higher, I've got to make sure that my previously invoiced was at 35%, or I'm going to mess up all the calculations. So red is at 35%, and so my previously invoiced is correct, and then I just grab and hold my green box to zero it out. Now I'm at 100% because I finished the project and I'm billing for 100% on all of it. So material expense was previously 75, and I'm dragging across for 100%. Managerial was 25. Grab and hold and drag across 100%. So I've got completed all the way down. My balance to finish over here is job completed. Everything is calculated for me. Now all I have to do is print the SOV and invoice. Click. I need to change. Make sure you change your information. This is invoice number 2, and this is going to be for 02/2015. What are there? 28 days in February. And so that information is correct. I click there to load the data and click here to load the template. It's going to open up a brand new one, which again is fine. Click here and paste. My gobbledygook is there. I get a green box, so everything looks good. My invoice is now correct. It's put in all my change orders, everything, my retention, my previously earned and previously invoiced. It's all there. Same thing with my schedule of values. It tells me that I'm completed on all of my breakdown for labor, material, managerial. Now, if it bleeds over into the margin over there and you want it to look a little more professional, you can just grab and hold and pull across, and it'll look much cleaner. And again, if my information scoreboard box is here, place to sign it, Joe Blow for approval, and I send out, fax, email, whatever. And that's all there is to it to make sure that you get an accurate and proper invoice using the schedule of values and invoice calculator. We hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, you can contact us at SubSurety. And until then, we wish you great success. Thank you.